here. Today I'm going to talk to you about 10 things you need to consider when going to a K-pop concert. So I'm just going to give you some tips and tricks that you need when you're going to a K-pop concert. This is especially useful for those of you who have never been to a K-pop concert. It's a whole different experience. So you've never been to a K-pop concert. You don't know what to expect, you don't know what to prepare for, and you don't know exactly what you need to think about before going to one. So the first thing to think about is buying your tickets. Now there are several things you have to consider when buying your tickets. It's first of all, how long have they been selling the tickets for? If you're a real fanatic for the artist that is going to have a concert in your city, you will buy your ticket on the exact date they release the ticket sales for, because you want to be the first to get the best seats in the house. And it depends on the venue as well, but definitely consider when you're going to buy your ticket. If sometimes there are situations that I have experienced myself where I found out about a concert, I didn't even know about it until the tickets were already on sale. It's already been a month since they've been on sale or so. So you're like, dang, like, you know, man, did I miss my chance of getting the tickets? But sometimes you're lucky enough that it doesn't really matter when you buy it. Consider your budget as well when buying the tickets. These tickets vary in prices. It depends on the artist, depends on the venue, depends on the organizer. These tickets vary in price, and of course it depends on the seating, what perks each ticket has. Like the highest VIP tickets tend to have the best perks. That is being the first to get in the venue, being the first to have access to the merchandise because you were the first to get in the venue, being the first to pick the best seats or the best place to stand, and also they have the possibility of having high touch or meeting the artists themselves after or before the concert. It depends. So think about the prices, think about your budget. If you know ahead of time when the tickets are on sale, they usually post the prices ahead of time, so you can kind of plan out your budget to be able to afford those awesome tickets. If not, of course, go for the least ones, but that's all up to you at the end of the day. Consider your financial stability and how much money you have or how much you're going to ask your parents for ahead of time, especially if you are a person who depends on your parents for money. Definitely plan ahead and tell your parents ahead of time. That way they are more likely to give you the money for it. The second thing you need to consider is studying the venue. Get to know where this concert will be held. Especially if you don't have experience in going to concerts, it's very crucial to look at the venue. After you buy your tickets, or before you buy tickets actually, look at the seating chart. Oftentimes the venue does post the seating chart. The organizers actually, let's be more specific, the organizers will post a seating chart of how the tickets will be seated. Don't rely on the venue's website to have that. They might not. So go to the organizers, because there is a group or a company that's organizing this concert, this K-pop concert. They're the reason why this K-pop concert is happening. So oftentimes, not all the time, I'm not going to promise you that, they will post a seating chart based on the tickets that you bought. So that way you'll know which tickets are worth buying, and you'll know how to prepare yourself in going to the venue, like how early you should be there, etc. Definitely look at the venue in terms of the location, like how far you have to travel to get there. A lot of people who don't live in the city. Like for instance, I live in New York, so of course I go to New York City concerts. But there are people who live out of state that actually have to travel to the city and actually find a hotel in the area that's affordable. So you got to consider where you're going to sleep. If you have some friends that you can stay with, look at the actual location. Also look at what's surrounding if possible. If you don't know the area very well, find out where the local places to eat are, or places that you could potentially use a bathroom at. Consider all those things ahead of time. It saves you a lot of trouble. Definitely saves you a lot of time. Number 3 is most important to me. It's very important, is to look at the regulation. It depends on the company, it depends on the artist. Regulations do vary, they're not always the same. And what I mean by that is food allowed inside? Are you allowed to bring a DSLR camera? If not, what kind of camera are you allowed to bring? Are you even allowed to take pictures? Because there are some concerts and organizers that do not allow pictures whatsoever. Usually it's the artist and agency that request no camera, no video, just for the sake of privacy and just because they don't want to really have all the stuff online, just in case, to protect the artist. They don't want that at all. Obviously there's going to be that person who is going to sneak a photo here and there, but just don't be obnoxious about it, because you can and will be kicked out of the venue if you do not follow the regulations. definitely look at the regulations. It's very crucial, and it makes their job easier, and it makes everyone else's experience better if you follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you kind of ruin the concert for everybody for being that jerk that doesn't care, and you wasted your money basically, because they're going to kick you out if you don't pay attention. So definitely look into, if they didn't post any of the regulations, feel free to ask the organizers. They will definitely let you know what is or isn't allowed, but definitely look at that. That's very important. So the next thing you have to look at is checking when the doors open and checking when the concert starts. This way you can kind of plan your day ahead of time. You'll know how early you should get there, and you know how long you'll be waiting there for. So oftentimes you're gonna be, no matter what, you'll be waiting for a couple of hours before you get inside. So always be early. It's very important for you to be early. I mean, especially if you don't have the best tickets in the house, try to be there early, because you do want to have first dibs on a good spot, especially if it's a standing location. That's why it's important to look at the venue beforehand. That way you'll know if it's going to be a standing concert or a seated concert. Then you'll know when to plan ahead. If it's a seated concert, there really is no need for you to be there so early. Just be there early because you want to be the first to get the merchandise. The next thing to do is to pay attention to the weather, especially because you'll be waiting outside for a long time. Whether it's summer or winter, definitely consider what you're wearing. You want to stay cool in the summer, you want to stay warm in the winter. You want to be layered well, you don't want to be sick. Right now in New York, it's freezing cold outside, and I do have concerts coming up. Definitely dress warmly from your toes all the way up to your head. If it is cold where you live at, definitely dress warmly. Now, if you do your research on the venue, you should check if they have coat check, because that way, if you are standing, you're gonna get overheated now. Like, okay, I dressed warmly. I am so warm, Eskimo status right now, standing in line. I am not freezing. You go inside and you're standing in that coat, you are gonna get overheated. It gets completely hot, especially if you're standing in the pit. It gets so hot. Like when I went to the VIX concert, I was wearing a coat. I was too lazy to do coat check because I didn't want to lose a good spot. Like, I wanted to see VIX like almost right there. Worst decision I ever made. Like towards the end, thank God I lasted as long as I did, but towards the end I had to leave the crowd and step away. I could not breathe. I was just close to fainting. Like I really felt myself about to faint. So definitely take advantage. You don't have to carry or wear anything. You'll be cool, you'll be comfortable, you'll be so focused on the concert, you will not be focused on the fact that you're sweating your skin off, basically. Consider the weather outside and how you should dress when waiting in line. You do not want to get sick. Trust me, it's not worth it. Next thing to consider is what you should bring with you. Obviously, the most important thing to bring with you is tickets. But aside from that, you have to pack a bag with some stuff. You need some supplies with you, definitely. People tend to bring chairs, a place to sit on. Some people actually sleep, depending on the artist or how much of a fan they are. They sleep until the next day to get a good spot. Definitely don't pack too much, but pack enough that you're prepared. So things to consider is you have to bring snacks. Bring snacks, please. Feed yourself. You're going to be standing there for hours. The concert starts like around 6, ends around 10. That's basically breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because you're there in the morning, afternoon, evening, and night. So feed yourself, because you definitely don't want to faint during the concert. It's not a good time, not a good look, and you just wasted your time and money because you collapsed on the ground. So feed yourself. That is very important. Make sure before you go to the concert that you eat a very good breakfast. Granola bars or protein bars, because they do give you more energy and they do fill you up a little bit better, but not too much. Bring water. Don't bring like soda and juice, because that's just gonna make you jittery, and maybe it might give you a stomachache if you have sensitive stomach. So bring water or seltzer water to kind of keep you calm. Don't overdo it with beverages though, because you obviously going to need to use the bathroom eventually, and there is no bathroom outside. Bring a portable charger for your phone. They have these new portable chargers now that you could just charge, so you can put it on your phone in case you don't have a battery. You're going to need it, especially if you're waiting in line, and if the venue allows for pictures, etc. You're gonna need battery life so you can take pictures and or videos or whatever and whatnot. So have at least 1 or 2 of those just in case. The next thing you have to consider is being respectful. You have to be very mindful of the fact that you're not the only one going to this concert. You have to be respectful of others. Don't be obnoxious, don't be rude, don't say offensive things. Don't make fun of people when they're online, like, oh, look at what she's wearing and what's wrong with her. Like, don't do that. This is not the time or the place for you to be very inappropriate. You know, don't skip on the lines. Like, don't try to skip in front of people. Don't push, don't shove. Just do not be rude. It's not nice. That's not a good time. The last thing you want is to get into a fight with somebody, because not everyone can hold it in. There's some people out there that are very angry and will lash out if you are disrespectful. So be respectful to others. Important thing also, like when you look into the venue and you look into the regulations, look at the age acceptance. There's some concerts that are 18 and over because they do have liquor. They provide liquor for those who are older, who are age appropriate, and also because of the type of music that they are singing. They might have profanity and they might, you know, show inappropriate behavior that is not suitable for anyone that's below 18 years old. So definitely have your ID with you. And I'm not talking about your school ID. Maybe you might get away with that, but I would not recommend you even trying it. Bring your state ID with you. It is very important to prove your age so you can get in. And also bring extra cash with you. Not all venues accept credit card or debit card, for that matter, when it comes to merchandise or anything else. Bring cash with you because most of the time, from my experience, they only take cash. So bring enough for you so you can be able to buy merchandise. And also when you do coat check is almost never free. It'll range between $2 to $4 depending on the venue. Another thing to definitely consider is making friends. Be friendly to those who are waiting with you in line and everything. Like, you know, make conversation, get to know people. I mean, it's very boring, especially if you are a loner like myself. It's very boring going to a concert and just talking to no one and just being to yourself. It's much more better when you have friends or make friends there, because you can kind of gush over who the artist is and, you know, talk about who your favorite artists are, talk about a lot of things, especially if you're going to be waiting in line for a long time. It does make the time go by a lot faster if you're not by yourself. You need somebody to kind of help you stay up straight when you do high touch, because you're gonna fall over on your face when you see your oppa there looking all handsome and beautiful and looking straight at you. Last but not least, the most important thing of all is have fun. I think that's very important, especially if you're going to a venue and a location that does allow cameras. Don't spend your whole time in the concert taking a video or taking photos, because I mean, the best thing is to just have fun, enjoy the moment, be in the moment. Jump around like an idiot, dance, sing your heart out even though you can't sing. Just make your artists feel welcome and happy to be there. Don't record everything. I mean, take advantage of that and have a blast, because at the end of the day, you're there, your oppa is singing to you, and in your eyes, he's dedicating his song to you, so enjoy the moment because it is definitely worth the while. So I hope this video helped you. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So if you have any suggestions at all for videos like this, feel free to comment below and I will definitely consider them. So follow my Facebook, my Twitter, my Tumblr, my Instagram at ShellyKTalk. Be up to date with my future videos, etc. And stay tuned for upcoming MV reactions that are coming very soon. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.